in Christ. Today, we are celebrating Education and Sharing Day. Education and Sharing Day. That is what we are celebrating today. And the theme of today's celebration is, we will give hate no harbor place. Talking about education and sharing, I want to use this medium to share with you some of the benefits of education, which most of you are aware of. Education has brought the world together. It is one of the most beneficiary things that has ever happened to our world. That we can communicate and understand one another thanks to education. Imagine a world where there is no education, or a world where people are not educated, a world that produces illiteracy. How do you think that world will be? But I want to thank God for the gift of education. Through education, we are able to acquire knowledge. Through education, we are able to acquire skills. And there are a lot of skills education has exposed us to. And one of them is communication. Without education, I will not be here communicating with you. Without education, even the language I'm speaking is not my mother's tongue. It's not my original language. I'm an Igbo from Nigeria. So, English language is what I acquired through formal education. And you can agree with me that this language has opened avenue to so many possibilities in life. With this language, English language, I can communicate and I can relate with non-Igbos, even with foreigners. That is one of the benefits of education. So, and we know that apart from language, education also creates employment opportunity. Most of those who are educated have a better chance of being employed. If you are not educated, the job that are available, in fact, they are the ones that suffer so much and they earn little. As someone who is educated, you may just get employed to an office where you will even relax, enjoy your AC. You don't need to come under the sun. So education creates employment, okay? And it's also, when we talk about career advancement, you want to advance your career, whatever career you want to do in life, whatever career you want to advance on, it is through education that you will do that, achieve that, okay? Now, our ability to think, some may call it thinking skills. because we human beings, though we are rational beings, but our reason has to develop. So through education, we develop our thinking skill. We are able to reason. We are able to think straight. There is something called logic. Logically, we reason logically, reasonably, and sensibly. It is through education that you develop your thinking skill. And then through education as well, you develop self-discipline. Some call it disciplinary, or whatever you study in the school, you call it discipline. What discipline are you pursuing? Okay? So an education, what it does is that it disciplines you. You learn how to manage your time. You learn how to manage your resources. You learn how to manage people around you. It is through education you discipline yourself. Your dressing code. All this you learn. When you see somebody who is educated and someone who is not educated, won't you know? By their dressing, you shall know. Even by their speech. Someone who is educated is more disciplined than one who is not educated. So through education, you acquire self-discipline. Okay? And there is one that I want to share with you, and that is what we are doing right now, communication skill. It is through education you develop your communication skill, your ability to communicate. Okay, is through education. And a communication exposes you to wider range of opportunities. If you can communicate, that means you stand a better chance to make it in life. Communication has a wider range. Even you study it in university, social communication. And this is where we have the media industry. So it is through education that you acquire your communication skill. And the education brings a lot of income, whether we like it or not. If you want to make money, you can do that through education. You being educated, you become an asset to the society. You know what it means to be a graduate? You know what it means to be. You earn money. And not just any money as an individual. You can as well set up an educational facility which can create job for others. Think of those who have school. And thank God, in a place like Nigeria, people are given the license to establish private schools. And they are doing well. Most of the private schools we have in this country, they are even more, they are better. Even some of these teachers, politicians, they still send their children to private schools. Okay? So imagine when you set up a school an educational institution, you are creating job. You will employ a lot of teachers, and there you are going to make your money, because children will be paying their school fees, so income will come. So education is one of the channel through which you get your income. Now, education creates room, avenue for equality. Equality, what we have today as gender equality, started with education. It is through education that women will get to know about their right, fundamental human right. Through education, when you educate people, you enlighten them, you liberate them. And in short, let me tell you one thing you should understand. When someone is educated, and when someone becomes useful in the society, nobody knows whether you are a woman or a man. I have seen, and I know you must have seen, where women employed men. Women who are educated and who are well-to-do, they employ men. So education has, in fact, let's talk about the next benefit of education, which is empowerment. So empowerment comes through education. The best empowerment you can give to anyone is education. The highest, that is the highest empowerment. Because just like I keep telling my members, I don't believe in giving people fish. I believe in teaching people how to fish. And you can do that through education. By educating people, you have empowered them for life. So, women empowerment can only come through education. The girl child, the education of the girl child is the best form of empowerment. You know, gone were the days when ladies, girls were not educated. Some selfish parents, some illiterates, they reason wrongly. After all, if we train our daughter, she will be married out. So we better focus on our boys who are going to remain with us. That is a chaotic way of reasoning. When you empower your girl child, even if she is married out, she will always remember you. And one thing I have observed, when parents are sick, it is not the male children that stays with them. It is the girl child that takes care of their parents, even when they are married out. So, educating your daughter is another way of empowering them. Okay? You empower them. Now, education brings healthy life, healthy living. Through education, you learn how to take care of yourself. Through education, you learn the necessary diet you will take in order to remain healthy. Don't forget that a healthy mind is a wealthy person. When you are healthy, you are wealthy. Okay? If you are healthy, that means you are wealthy. So education helps you, enlightens you. The doctors we have today, they pass through the walls of education. You know, all of them falls into the umbrella of education. People read medicine. You know, when they go to school, they study medicine, they are educated. Okay? So that's one thing that education does for us. Through education, you know your legal right. Most of the people you see police intimidating on the highway, they are those who do not know their fundamental right. But if we are educated and you know your constitutional right, you know your right, legal right. Of course, through education, you have to do the needful. It is when you are educated, you know. Imagine how much you have to be giving police anytime because you don't have your license. But any gentleman, educated man must do the needful. You know your right to do, you know what you are supposed to do, get your license, make sure that everything is, you know, and you should know. It's through education you should equally know when your license has expired. You don't need the police to tell you that your license has expired. So you do the needful, and you cannot get into their trouble, any of their trouble. Okay? Through education, you equally know your legal right. Okay? Now, sense of accomplishment comes through education. Do you know that through education you can accomplish a lot? You can accomplish a lot. You can learn how to accomplish things. And then that brings us to the idea of productivity. Because education enhances productivity. I want to let you know that we have two sets of people in the society, the producers and the consumers. The educated ones, when we say producers, do you know that idea is one of the things you can produce? You can be creative, you can produce, create content. Without education, will you know how to create contents? Look at the young people today, they are making a lot of money through social media. But if you are not educated, especially if you don't have the skills, you can't make it. You need a little bit of education, you need a little bit of enlightenment for you to know how to create contents, how to produce movie, how to produce, things for human consumption, because that is where your wealth is hidden. Your wealth is hidden in the things you are able to produce. Whatever you are producing is where you get your daily bread, and you can do that through education. Education is a channel of exposure. When you are educated, you are more exposed. You are more exposed. Can be exposed, you can go travel out, okay? Go for seminar. Through education, you can mix up with people. Don't need to be, you don't need to be one place. You can travel to get international seminar, workshop. All these are available and made possible through education. Now, creating of awareness. Thank God for the social media. It has created a lot of awareness. And all these are under the umbrella of education. When you open the social media, even go to the library, you will see a lot of awareness people have created. people have created a lot of awareness through education. Okay? And then let me use the word networking. Networking comes through education. Networking. Today, the world has become a global village. We can network, we can connect to different countries. Okay? We can connect to different companies. You can network. Even the churches, there is networking going on. Even this our little small ministry. See how we network. Different branches, different groups that make up one ministry. And see the networking, how we are connected. So, and if you are not educated, do you know that some people may want to join, may want to enjoy what you are enjoying, but because they are not educated, they may not be able to, they don't know how to go about it. So they need a little bit of education for them to be able to join the network. So education is also very, very important in evangelization. Without education, what I'm sharing with you now, do you think I will be able to share with you? My daily sermon, will I come and be talking in Hebrew? Will I come and that is why, you know, by their speech, you know them. By their speech, you know them. You don't know how educated or how foolish people are until they open their mouth. Okay? You know how educated and how foolish people are only when they open their mouth. So even we who are into ministry, education, and then when you, any priest you see, any Catholic priest you see, let me put it this way, respect them. Because I don't see any denomination that invest in education of their ministers like the Catholic priests. Every Catholic priest, every Catholic priest you see out there has got 2 major degrees. Degree, we are not talking about diploma now. Degree in philosophy, you study humanitarian, you know, all the humanitarian discipline, you study them under philosophy. You are exposed. That's why I'm able to share with you on a daily basis. There is no topic you give me today I cannot talk on it. I cannot, because we have been exposed to all the disciplines. The moment you study philosophy, that means you are versatile. You can discuss any discipline, any topic at all. So that is what education does. So, and then apart from philosophy, you are also expected to have degree in theology. We are not talking about minor seminary yet. We are not to forget minor seminary, forget the years you spend in spiritual year. Okay, those ones are by the way. But when you talk about education, the requirement, at least 2 degrees. 1 degree in philosophy, humanitarian studies, philosophy and other humanitarian studies, anthropological studies, and then a degree in theology. So that's why the Catholic priests, they are very, very intelligent, they are educated, they don't take education for granted. You may see a pastor who will spend 2 or 3 years in Bible school and then start answering a pastor. That is not the same with a Catholic priest. We value education. We cherish education. And one of the reasons is we believe that the moment you become a priest, you are a priest of the whole world. The moment you become a priest, you are expected to flow. You may be a lecturer, you may be a legal advisor, a counselor, depending on what you want to do with your life as a priest. Or you may even end up doing what I'm doing. Like, I'm into communication, I'm into social media. Okay, so if you don't have the basic education, will you be able to do it? Will you be able to teach the way I'm teaching you on a daily basis? So we have it, we have acquired it. Every priest you see out there have gone through this training, have acquired it's for them to make use of it. Okay, it's for them to apply what they have studied. That is where they are missing it. Most of them are educated. Even some of them, we have those who have master's degree, PhD, but what we lack is application. And whether you are employed or not, if you have any knowledge and you are not sharing it, that knowledge is a waste. If you have any knowledge or any idea and you are not ready to share it, that idea does not exist. Ideas exist only when you share them. That brings us to the second part of what we are celebrating today. You know, today is Education and Sharing Day. Education and Sharing Day. That's what we are celebrating today. So you may be educated. You must have acquired knowledge. But if you don't share that knowledge is a waste. And if you don't share that knowledge does not exist. Ideas exist when we share them. Ideas exist the moment we share them. Otherwise, they are nowhere. They are with, hey, I have an idea. There was a young man that said, before this Nollywood actor died, he sent me a text message that he wanted to see him in person, that it is urgent. Okay? That he wanted to see him. So, and the young man that got the message did not respond to that message. Now, after the death of the actor, he's coming out to tell the world, hey, this guy sent me a text message that I should see him, that it is urgent, but I didn't go to see him. That is what we call medicine after death. Who cares? As long as you did not act on that idea, that particular time, that idea does not exist. And you know how many people you would have saved by being prompt, by acting on idea. This one, we are not even talking about idea in your mind, but something somebody sent you a message. You should act on it. Sharing is very, very important. Without sharing, we will not develop. You may have a wonderful idea, but you need to share it. And I want to thank God for this platform, for social media that has created platform where people can share their ideas. I keep thanking God for the social media that we are educating ourselves today. We are sharing our ideas. It's because of this social media. They have made it so easy for us. They have made it so easy. People can now express themselves. They can share their idea. I saw one of our members last time cooking, sharing how she cooks in the kitchen. You can share any idea of your choice. Okay, you can educate people. You can educate people on how you make your farm, how you make your stew, how you make your, and so on and so forth. All these things are education. But that education does not exist unless it is shared. I want to thank our teachers, our lecturers who have shared their ideas with us, those who have educated us, who have made us who we are today. Today, as we celebrate Education and Sharing Day, may God bless all of them and bless all of you who are ready to share your ideas, your talents, and your gift. I equally thank myself because I'm always out here to share with you people. So may God bless all of us and keep giving us the inspiration, the courage to share with the world what we have learned and what we have received from Him. I bless you and I wish you happy Education and Sharing Day. Shalom, and do have a blessed day.